And I welcome you back to the Debrinick channel. Today we are talking about Lake Oroville. We'll be talking about the Colorado River as well. Didn't have time to update the graphs while I have been super busy. That's where I've been for the last couple weeks, taking some time off with the family and also working in the gardening and doing a bunch of other personal stuff. And I'm getting ready to go on vacation. I figured why not go ahead and get a video up. I'll try to get a video up today, and I plan on getting a video up tomorrow. You can see over here by Lake Shasta, they're going to get a little bit of precipitation as we jump into the video here. Down by Oroville, 0.3. You can see the rains have really lightened up quite a bit. They're still getting some rain though, and a lot of that could be from the humidity in the ground. Anytime the ground starts to dry, you get less precipitation. Anytime the ground starts to get wet, you get more precipitation. That's what's going on in the Midwest right now. They're really starting to get dry out that way. As we look at the map, you can see all the way from Pennsylvania all the way over through Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. You can see it's really start to be dry in the next 5 days. Even as we scoot out to the next 5 days and then the next 10 days, you can see that the Midwest continues to be dry, but enough of that. But look over here in California, they're talking about more precipitation coming here in California. You're talking about 1.98 all the way down here to Bear Valley. The wet times continue here in California even this far into June. Now, is the GFS agreeing? Pretty close. They're in pretty much cahoots this time, which is rare. Lake Oroville is supposed to get 0.7. Now, these are not the 4 or 5 inches of rain that we were getting early on in January or not, but it's still 1.93 there. And you come up here by Salt Lake City up here and you got 1.67. And look over here in Colorado, you have a ton of precipitation, 2.81 over here. That is just insane, ladies and gentlemen, and that is just nuts. This is reminding me of 83, 84 by far, and it's going to continue. Lakes are starting to increase. The inflows have slowed down a little bit at Lake Powell, and we'll be looking at that here in a minute, and we'll be looking at the graph as well. So let's scoot right on over to Lake Oroville first as we roll out. This is your next 10 days here. What a difference between 2021. We are October 2021. We are 629 feet. Today we are at 897.33. This lake has really come up dramatically. 8.9643 was yesterday. 8.973 today, Sunday, June 4th, 2023 at 6 a.m. The level's 2.67 feet below full pool of 900, so they have a big balancing X of 0.14 there at the lake, and you can see the differences between the last couple of years there. Last year at this time, the level was 772.5, and we were talking about the extreme drought, and it already done peaked for the year. This thing's continuously coming up. Let's go look at your inflows and your outflows here at Lake Oroville. This morning are only at 1,906, and they're still allowing quite a bit of inflows in. They're fluctuating between 10, 13, and 12,000 is your current. Outflows at 12,265. Your inflows are really kicking in at 12,265, and your outflows are 1,907. Let's go up to Shasta and see what that lake's doing currently. Lake Shasta is currently 1,063.50, and this was at 7 a.m. You could see the last reading before that at 6 a.m. The storage acre feet was 4,448,426. Your outflows are 8,612. Your inflows are 7,833. So they are releasing more than what's coming in currently. So there is that. Let's go look at the graph real quick. You can see it's pretty well leveled off. You're only 3.51 feet away from full pool. So you have plenty of water in the reservoir. Everybody's happy, and that makes for a good situation. We are past winter and we are into summer, and now you can see it will be a downhill slide from here on. They'll probably start releasing more and more every day. 0.11 feet in the last 24 hours. The level has changed, so it's starting to slowly taper off. Probably after Labor Day, they'll really crank it up, start letting more water out as we are going into an El Nino, and there's about a 50-50 chance up in Shasta if it'll be super wet or if it will just moderately wet, because it's just where it's at. It's not in a good location as far as depending on what the jet stream does. Really, it depends if it goes a little further to the north, if it goes a little further to the south. That is where that will be. So we have that going on. And now let's go over to see what the current reservoirs around the state are doing here in California. As we roll out from Shasta, you can see Shasta's 98% Oroville's 99, New Bullard's Bar 99%, Folsom 92%, Trinity's up to 53%. Quite a long way from where it was. It was at 30 whenever all this water started to come, but you got to remember they didn't get quite as much precipitation as everybody else. Somona 68%, Kachuma 101. You got some of these lower ones down here. Diamond Valley 71%, Millerton 47%, and Pine Flat only at 53%. Clear is at 78%, Don Pedro 78%, Folsom's at 92%, and let's go ahead and roll out to Lake Powell next. Now Lake Powell's inflows have really slowed down compared to where they were. They're still really cooking, but they're not 75,000 that happened on Tuesday, May 30th. They have slowed down. At one point they were at 58, but they're starting to bump back up a little bit, 61 and 60, so you're still getting over a foot a day. So far since the lake has started, the high for the water year is 44.72, so we're about halfway to that 100 that I was thinking. We'll see if we get there. There's more rain coming, so there is that. So the rain on top of the snow that's already sitting there in Telluride and all them other places, there's still quite a bit. And rivers feeding Lake Powell are running 118.06% of the June 4th average, so you do have that. And the lake has risen 17.29 feet over the last measurements. Now, a couple days ago, I took a glance at it, and it was at almost 19 feet above this. So this thing is really starting to come up. As you can see, April 28th, we were at 3,524, and today we're at 3,564. So this thing has come up a ton since then. And the low was right here at 3,520, so you are up 44.72 feet. Now Lake Powell is up 31.58, as you can see from 1 year ago, so not quite as high, so we'll keep an eye on that. You can see that the snowpack's still 111.61% of average for the day, and total percentage is 115, so we'll definitely get around 80 feet higher, but will we get 100 feet? Well, there's more rain coming, so it's still not out of the question. We will see what happens there, and you can see that there's 2,646,096,406,132 gallons of water at Lake Powell currently. The last time the level was at this reading was within 3 inches was April 15, 2021, so that was a long time ago. Today is 247 days of 365 through the water year, so we are cooking there, and you can see that it's really starting to kick up. And you can see that changes since last year, 31.3, changes since 2 years ago. Now you're up 3 feet, but you're still down 21 feet from that monster year in 2019, and so we will see what ultimately happens. Time will tell. We'll probably end up beating this 2019 record, I'm sure of it. So you can see that you're only 11.36 feet from Bullfrog main launch marina getting ready to kick back on for all you recreational people out there. Out of 17, you have 7 marinas open for all you recreational people, so we will take that. That's good news. There was a point where there wasn't any of these open, if I remember right, so that is pretty good news. And let's go over to Lake Mead next. Lake Mead is up 11.58 from the water low, so this thing has really kicked up quite a bit. I seen a video today that said the Lake Mead was up 15 feet from the water level. Well, that's inaccurate, so keep that in mind. Total releases for 2023 are 5,002,385 acre feet. That's 55%, and the lake continues to climb, and you can see that it's up 1.86 over the last 14, and it never ever really, I've never seen Lake Mead really hit like high numbers of 1 foot, 2 foot, unless they're really releasing water at Lake Powell. Usually it's not that dramatic, like right here where they had that big washout, came up so fast that it was ridiculous. But you can see it's been slow and steady, but no downhill slides, so we will take it, and that is good news. 0.8 in the last day, so that is good news. And your inflows are 19,254, and they're only releasing 17 at Lake Powell, and your outflows are 15,754, so you're retaining about 4,000, a little less than 4,000 every day, so that is fantastic news. And you're up 7.57 since last year, so that's good as well. Mead is currently 30.95% of capacity, so we're getting close to that 33% mark. We are 2 percentage points away, and that is good news for a change. And let's roll down to the last and final stop of the day, Lake Havasu. Lake Havasu's water elevation is 447.10 feet, Saturday, June 3rd, 2023, and you can see changes since yesterday, 0.16. Your inflows are 16,913, your outflows are 12,009, and you can see it's hot there, high temperature 99. That's what my friend Supercharge likes. He loves the heat, so welcome back heat. He says he hates that cold and snow that we were talking about last winter. You can see that the level always fluctuates quite a bit here at Lake Havasu, and it's now 1.54 feet from 1 year ago. Lake Havasu is currently 90.88% of full pool at 619,400 acre feet. So far, they have released 3,575,725 acre feet, and the reservoir 6,231,342 acre feet there at Lake Havasu. And that is all I have. I hope everybody's doing well. We will see you on the next one. God bless.